What is it we feel when we ride a horse? Do we appreciate the fluidness of their bodies in motion? Does the energy surge through us with every impact of their hooves on the ground? Perhaps it's the sense of peace, a feeling of inner tranquility from working with nature. Man and animal, partners on a dusty trail. For generations, horses have taken us to battle, transported us through the unknown, plowed our fields, and provided us with sport. And now, more than ever, we choose them to be our companions. We've tamed them, and they've soothed us. But our companionship doesn't end there. Meet Nancy King, founder and director of A Horse Connection. This organization specializes in a unique riding therapy program for persons with special needs.
Horse Connection started when I decided to go back to graduate school, and I received my master's degree in occupational therapy, and I became more and more determined and inspired to bring a program to this area that provided people with special needs therapeutic riding and hippotherapy.
Nancy has a number of clients with specific special needs. Meet Linda, Alyssa, Vincent, Jacqueline, Morgan, and Joey. Each person came to Nancy to benefit from her unique skills working with horses.
I had a pony ride as a kid. I remember that. I just remember it very vividly. And then I would go to summer camp and I would just follow wherever the horses were. I loved the way they smelled. I loved the way they felt. That was it. So I would ride in camp, and then my parents would take me to riding lessons, which they did out on Long Island, where I grew up. I was really more interested in the helping end of things, so I thought if I could put horses together with occupational therapy, that is so cool. And I just started hearing that people were doing this. I said, that's it. That's what I'm going to do. There's no question about it. A lot of people had never even heard of it. So the more I learned about it and the more I realized how incredibly powerful it is, and how when it's done well, how much of a difference it can make, that I felt unstoppable about it.
The words hippo and equine come from the Greek and Latin words for horse. Thus, the term hippotherapy, therapy with the horse. Hippotherapy is a treatment strategy used by occupational therapists, physical therapists, and speech-language therapists, utilizing the movement of the horse. The horse's rhythmic movements affect numerous body systems in order to address physical, social, and cognitive impairments. But if Nancy were to start a program, the question became where to locate it.
I was driving down for work, and I kept passing on Route 9 in Rhinebeck this beautiful open area, and I'd see horses grazing in there, and I saw some barns and a sign that said Southlands, but I really I did not notice that it said open to the public. I did not know that they were a nonprofit organization.
Welcome to the Southlands Foundation. Located in a small, picturesque town just 2 hours north from the hustle and bustle of New York City. Sitting on 200 acres along the outskirts of Rhinebeck, New York, Southlands is a ranch that once was slated for use as a landfill. but the property was spared from being blanketed with decaying refuse and now functions as a boarding stable and training facility. Lenny runs the farm, where riders can visit for a hearty hello and words of encouragement.
The founder, Deborah Dowse, was a woman who was native to the Hudson Valley. This had been her family property for generations. Everybody benefited from learning about the land and its inhabitants. And she found a means to teach people about that through horsemanship. Well, the board of directors and the managers here at Southlands have long felt that a therapeutic riding program would fulfill our mission and wanted to be something that we offered the community. So it was sort of ironic that Nancy King and Randy Carlson were driving by one day and stopped in and said, "We are therapists, we're horsewomen. Our dream is to start a therapeutic riding program and we're looking for a place to do it." She has a couple of children that have been here almost the whole time, and when they came they weren't speaking, they weren't making eye contact, and now when you walk in almost they greet you by name, which is amazing.
Location wasn't the only factor. To embark on such an enterprise, the realization of an equine therapy program, Nancy would need assistance.
To do this type of program, you really, really have to be dedicated and 24/7 and put all your energies into it. About 4 years ago, I got a call from Nancy. We had not met yet, and she said that she wanted to speak to me about a therapeutic riding program.
I had gone to a few places and there was just something not right about each place I went, and I wanted this to be something that I truly loved and a passion. But then when I met you two, that was it. I knew that it was worth waiting, that I had found the right spot. This was going to be it.
Continued support from volunteers is very important. Every session relies on numerous people.
Nancy found compassionate and interested people who share her love of horses and her interest in assisting others. The volunteers participate in client sessions, guiding the horse, or taking part in the session's activities.
Volunteers are the most important part of a therapeutic riding program and hippotherapy program running at full capacity.
Nancy's clients have a broad range of needs. Be it autism, blindness, or cerebral palsy, these individuals utilize the animals for therapeutic training, each one communicating with the animal in their own unique way.
Was that you? Really?
Okay.
Wow.
Sorry.
I had to look around for a minute. No, I really thought. Hi, ladies. We're good. How are you?
My name is Carlos Gagnelli. I am a guardian for Linda, my niece, one of the riders at a Horse Connection. My niece is 55 now. When Linda first came, she would never have talked to the volunteers.
That's the way it is.
She developed this confidence. She wasn't as afraid to get near the horse. Then she wasn't as afraid to climb the steps to get on the horse. Then she wasn't as afraid to get on the horse, literally. Every week, the lack of self-confidence diminished, so much so that she enjoyed it.
Oh yeah, so during the fall show, Linda was the finale and she choreographed it and then she basically designed her own costume. She just took the house down. I mean, at the end of it, everyone was just, the crowd was roaring and people were crying and hugging and presenting flowers, and she was crying, and it was just one of the most touching moments that I have remembered in a long time.
Given her handicap, it's a phenomenal breakthrough. Linda enjoys it.
What's your name?
Linda.
Nice to meet you. If you have a disability, focus on the things you can do, not on the things you can't do. Please, take my advice.
She's 13 years old now, and she's into everything. She loves music.
You like to sing?
Yes.
I can tell.
The summer comes tomorrow.
It's from Annie, right?
There'll be sun.
So anyway, Lenny has this beautiful farm, Alyssa. We could ride Martha there. Ready? 1, 2, 3. There you go.
You want me to back the chair away?
Sure.
Lenny.
Hi.
You're gonna watch me ride.
That's why I'm here. I've heard so many good things about you riding.
Right around the age of 2, 2.5, they officially diagnosed her with the cerebral palsy. At first, you know, they tried telling me that, you know, that she wasn't going to talk and she wasn't going to, you know, do a lot of the things that they were so wrong about, because now she's just doing everything.
Right.
I know you can sing. Now I want to see you ride.
Come here, sweetie. We're going to get you sitting up.
And at first, if she gets on the horse and she's a little tight, but, you know, a couple of strides with whoever she's riding, and she's just, you know, she falls right into it.
Let's go! Let's ride 'em, cowgirl.
Come on, Martha.
Ride 'em, cowgirl.
Oh, okay. Come on. There you go, Alice. Good save.
When we sent her to camp this year, I actually had them do a couple of days of physical therapy. And she was like, Mom, why do I have to do this? I don't want to do physical therapy when I'm at camp. I'm supposed to be having fun. So it's really nice that she can do, you know, a type of therapy that's not only beneficial, but that is extremely fun at the same time.
I can't believe we've never taken you to Lenny's farm.
Can I pet one?
A symptom of her CP, she's always been, her head always tilts to the left a lot.
It's a baby chick.
So since, you know, Nancy trains her to sit up straight and hold her head up and look straight ahead in between the horse's ears.
What's his name?
I don't name him. Why? Do you want to name it? Take a look at him and tell me what you're going to name him.
Is it a girl?
It's a little girl. Lily?
Since the riding lessons, she's so much more capable of dealing with the, you know, going around and cruising around by herself without needing any assistance.
Come back next week and check out Lily.
I know.
Hi, there's your herd.
We're at HITS right now, and we're just ready to go into the arena down here.
HITS stands for Horse Shows in the Sun.
Oh, you were just the right height.
It is a national horse show circuit. Each year, they have a special event called World of the Horse, which showcases a variety of breeds. For this show, A Horse Connection entered Martha, believing that the therapy horse should be acknowledged alongside thoroughbreds.
She's so proud of herself now. You can just see it because she's made amazing progress, and the movement of the horse has just helped her to develop some really good trunk muscles, and it's helped her to sit up. She didn't have the tolerance or the endurance to do a session for maybe, you know, she'd want to stop every minute, and now she'll just go for 10, 15 minutes sitting up straight. So that's big progress. People have said that she's sitting up better in general. She's not walking, but who knows, you know? Who knows?
Yeah. So, and she loves it. She absolutely loves it.
Vincent is a young teen who is blind and has mild cerebral palsy. Ruby is really relaxed. As soon as you started petting her, she started chewing. I'm sure you must have heard that, right?
Yeah, she loves me.
She loves you. He would explore the horse through his hands to smell.
I mean, she doesn't even have the impulse to run out of this barn. The door is wide open and the barn is right there. So, what can I say?
Exactly what you said.
When he first came to A Horse Connection, the primary objective which his parents were focused on was stretching, getting more lengthening of his quadricep and hamstring muscles. There was talk about surgery, and the hope was that through this therapy that we would be able to accomplish that and help him avoid additional surgery. He's riding both on bareback pad to help increase his balance. Sometimes we work in a saddle so that he can feel a little more lengthening of his muscles. So if he stands up in the stirrups, he gets a nice stretching of muscles in the back of his legs. He can get some nice stretch in his quadriceps when we do various exercises.
Which one?
I think the important thing is that he is seeing that it helps him to be a better rider. And I think that making it relevant to him is very important, because he'll be the first to admit that he doesn't love to go out and do his exercises necessarily. So this gives him a lot of incentive to work on those areas.
Well, I get your meaning.
Yeah, this flap of leather here sometimes gets in the way, so you might have to either... Oh, I'm sorry, I have to make you do that all over again. I'm so cruel, aren't I?
Oh no, you're like the ray of light in a dark, flooded world.
Oh, Vincent. Okay, try again. Of course, in the beginning, we always led him around. The further he went along in the program, it was clear that he was capable of learning some riding skill and learning to be more independent. as a blind person, he's so dependent on others to move around in the environment. So when he's on a horse, he, in a sense, can be free and just sort of explore things in his own way. He wasn't even so sure if he wanted this, but we would just make suggestions about, would you like to try riding without us leading you? And he'd be like, okay, I'll try it. We developed a lot of trust between us, so we would start to take him off the lead, and we started using the sound of our voices initially. And then we said, you know, maybe let's make this a little bit less voice dependent, maybe something more environmental that he can use, that gives him a little more sense of freedom and independence from people. So we used the sound of clanking stirrups. Now what's really important about this is that he was using his whole body to steer the horse, and this was really helpful for his mild cerebral palsy. Initially he had trouble with that because his legs were a little bit weaker and he maybe lacked a little confidence, but he really, in a short amount of time, really responded to this. We worked on how he could get the horse to go a little bit more responsively to him. His steering became crisper and more clear, and with that you could really see his confidence growing tremendously.
You need to do the thing that makes your trot that's good, so it wouldn't give her any bad ideas or make you fear her or anything. So you would need to make her do that. But before you do that, you will try to make her trot by myself.
He just keeps on wanting to experience challenges, and we just need to keep up with him. He's totally got it. I mean, you just articulated it perfectly.
No, I didn't. There were plenty of I's and U's and I's. And
all right, well, we're all very hard on ourselves, but you could start explaining this to other people when I can't, when I get tired.
I could, but you need to pay me.
Oh! All right. Look at this. Guys, what a good team.
Okay, right hand. Good.
My name is Beth Gray, and I'm an occupational therapist. I am the supervisor of OT-PT and speech at Anderson School. One day a week, I volunteer here with Nancy.
While it's on your head?
Whoa, pretty tricky. Good.
We use the horse therapeutically to draw out Jacqueline's verbalizations, to work on things like posture, control, motor control, all of those things. What we do initially, the goals of the initial sessions are really to just have her become familiar with the animal, feel comfortable with the animal, and to also just get her connected in a lot of different ways. She was in almost a vegetative state early on, failure to thrive. Early intervention services weren't really doing much of all. She wasn't moving, she wasn't talking, she wasn't doing anything. And then they got a nutritional consult, and there was an enzyme that her body wasn't producing. She wasn't metabolizing food. So when she was growing in those very early years of her first years of life, she was eating, but she wasn't really getting any nutrition to her brain. And so they supplement her with this enzyme, and now her body can actually metabolize food. I had her doing some pretty advanced things, but we had her hands out, hands up, because initially she was just clutching onto the saddle and holding on like this. So what you want to do is, in order to get her to work on posture, you want her to open up and be able to just use her body intrinsically with the movement of the horse.
Yeah. She's soft.
And she's doing great, so. And it's really nice because part of what we did in that whole session, you know, we didn't have any props, we didn't have any stuff. We used everything that was in the environment, the leaves, the looking, you know, having her identify, having her count, having her reach, and it was all within the context of just being normal, just being regular. And that's what makes this so powerful, because we didn't have to contrive anything. Everything was just there for us, and if you know how to use it, that's how it works. Good job, Jacqueline. Nice. I like it. You're really working. Working that body, girl. Stay down. I mean, she's like a miracle that she's walking around and talking. It's amazing. Perfect. She's a great kid. And then to see her riding a horse and for her to be holding those flowers for her mom and looking at her mom, I mean, that's what it's all about.
Morgan is classified as having a brain injury. We're not quite sure when the injury occurred, but it's something that was diagnosed when she was about 5 months old. It appears that instead of it being an actual physical head injury, it was more like a stroke.
Oh, that dirt coming off and going down the drain.
For stroke victims, especially in a young child, an infant, it's significantly unusual. So we've had to find a lot of different avenues that we weren't always certain that it would work. But one of the things that a physiatrist recommended is because the injury in her situation was in the midbrain, which is right above the spinal column, she thought that a lot of up and down movement that would stimulate the spine and bring stimulus into the brain would be good activity. So even when she was tiny, we'd be bouncing around. And as soon as she was old enough to get on a horse, she could bounce on a horse.
I'll take that as a joke.
I think one of the big motivators for her was because her paralysis involved being paralyzed on the left side. It forced her to actually want to learn to use that left arm, that left leg, not only for balance, but also for steering the horse and getting the horse to start and stop. And it's actually made a lot of progress, building more strength and getting some control, you know, through different people that we found in Dutchess County who've helped us out over the years. And, you know, Nancy's been doing a lot more with her than she had been with the other people, largely because Nancy has background in occupational therapy, and a lot of the people who work with her have worked as speech therapists or other occupational therapists, and they bring their training in. So that's been very, very positive.
Use your left hand when you want to go left, use your right hand when you're going to go right, use your eyes.
Every year she's made significant progress in so many different areas.
That's just the flies, hon.
I think one of the nice things is that Morgan was always challenged without being put in a situation where she couldn't be in charge or be in control. Mm-hmm. So Nancy always knew how to give her something challenging that wasn't frightening or anything that she couldn't cope with. And Morgan just thrived with that.
Can you use your left hand to assist you at all? Now and then, just to, you know, maybe the spots where it's lower and not so hard for you to do. Okay? I don't want to make it hard on you. I want to make it just comfortable. All right? There. Oh, yeah. That's wonderful. Try that again. Whenever you run out of soap.
Okay, she's itching.
We'll keep trying.
Now, you ready to get on? Or do you want to just kiss her all day?
Joey came to us and he had a serious injury as a young child, and as a result of that he has quite a broad spectrum of impairments, but what was never taken away from him was his personality. We wanted to help him express his needs and his wants, and how he was feeling.
Let's see, bend here.
He's just this very courageous little boy who perseveres through everything. And
remember how when you bend over to touch Martha's
we just
ears?
are inspired by him.
Pretend you're touching, pretend you're going to bend and touch Martha's ears. There. Good. Okay, now
we wanted to work on his ability to reach for objects and grasp things and utilize his arms and his hands and his fingers and communication, speech and language. We wanted to do a lot of work on his balance.
Bend your waist there. Good. There, now you got it. Nice job.
He's obviously received services in addition to the therapeutic riding and the hippotherapy, but we also provided him with a lot of opportunities that were contextual for him, so he could use the word go and have an immediate effect and control of his personal environment. So when he said go and the horse would go, he really was very excited by this, and we saw a lot of that inspiration carry over into his desire to use other words that would create cause and effect for him, such as stop, and then he started using words in groups. So he's now using simple sentences. He began to express himself and communicate in ways that we just were thrilled with. In therapy world, we talk about reaching in different planes and at different angles, across the body, crossing the midline. So he's able to have smoother motor plans and motor transitions and coordination overall.
Those were good lips. That's perfect lips.
I mean, you know, Joey is just improving in terms of stretching and reaching across different planes.
Woo! That was a good one.
We'd still like to do a lot more on the fine motor, which is the use of his fingers. He's made some progress. We'd like to do more, of course. So that's kind of what we're starting to target a little bit more now.
Reach up. Nice. One or two?
You want to go riding today?
Yeah.
Who are you riding? Rosita. Yeah? How do you know?
He puts a lot of effort into him because he knows that with that effort, he can start to get some of the results that he wants, which includes increased independence for him and once again, control over his world.
Those magic sneakers?
Wow.
Yeah. Look at those big steps. Woohoo.
Those feet all the way down?
It's really all right. All right. Keep going. No fun. No fooling around.
Just everything all at once, his psychological, emotional, and cognitive improvements. Really seems he's a very great example of how hippotherapy can really change lives.
Sit up. Yeah. Okay. Pass it over to Cindy. Give it to Finn. Good.
The word that jumps out for me is confidence. Joey has shown a huge amount of improvement.
Good. Okay. Walk on over to Mark.
You can see that his movement for walking is improving. And the one thing that's really clear is that Joey wants to do everything by himself now.
Okay.
He'll say, I want to do it. So he is using his speech and language in a very, very purposeful, directed way.
Hi, I'm Alyssa. Hi.
You want to come down the hill once and catch me? All right. Come on down.
He's also had improvement in balance. Joey just continues to keep us all on our toes and smiling. In Morgan's case in particular, you know, she wasn't that into all that stuff in the beginning. She kind of would sit back for us to do everything. We've seen dramatic improvement. She has a routine now where she puts the stirrups up at the end. She takes the reins off, and it's kind of an intricate fine motor plan. So she's, you know, we're constantly challenging the gross and fine motor part for her. She has begun to put together all of these complex motor plans. She's increased her endurance and strength. She has a better sense of directionality, and her memory. She's really gotten involved in you know, beyond just our asking. She kind of has a whole routine now, and I think that's why she's coming early. I don't see it's just she comes earlier and earlier each week, so there's got to be a reason behind that.
Milestone results such as Joey's increased cognitive skills and Alyssa's movement are becoming more typical. Nancy's client list continues to grow as equine-assisted therapy yields more and more tangible results. But there is still a long way to go for the medical community at large to embrace the discipline that she and others across the country provide. Partner them with a horse, and they can achieve.
It's a horse connection. I mean, the volunteers are connected, the clients are connected, the horses, we're all connected in some way. You know, everybody is involved for very personal ways, but together we are making a difference in people's lives. It's a tenacious, persistent connection that, you know, I hope will continue and grow for a long time.